Question number 37. Okay. When monochromatic light is incident on a metallic surface, electrons are emitted from the surface. Which experiment is this? This is your photoelectric effect. Okay. The following changes are considered. Increase the intensity of the incident light. Intensity of the incident. What do you mean by increasing the intensity? Intensity increase means you are going to increase the number of photons that are falling per unit time. This is what you are going to increase. Okay, so when you increase this, okay, now next let us look at the next one. Increasing the frequency of light. What do you mean by that? That means if you increase the frequency, the energy of a photon will be equal to h into f. Then decrease the work function of the metal, which means what? Change the metal. Change the metal. Okay. Now we have just understood crudely what is each of the parameter refers to. Which changes will result in electrons of greater energy being emitted from the surface. Now, see, in a photoelectric wave, what happens? So you have a metallic barrier like this. You have some energy levels over here. A photon comes and hits the energy barrier over here, and as a result of it, electrons will get emitted from here. Okay. Increasing the intensity of incident light. When you increase the number of photons per second, what will happen? So let us say initially you are giving only 10 photons in 1 second. Now instead of 10 photons, you make 100 photons. When you make 10 photons per second, 10 photons per second, 10 electrons could be emitted. Okay. If you make 100 photons per second, 100 photons per second, it means you increase the intensity. Now 100 electrons will be getting emitted. 100 electrons will get emitted. Now will it result in electrons of greater energy? No. Okay. It will not result in greater energy. Only thing is more number of electrons will be emitted. So definitely first reason is incorrect. Increase the frequency of light. When you increase the frequency of light, the incoming light, what will happen? The energy of the photon is larger. It's becoming higher. When energy of the photon is higher, it is possible that an electron which is present in the next level can also be emitted. When you say electron possible in the next level is emitted, or maybe when you say, okay, the ground level itself, one of the electrons is emitted, then what can happen? The energy of the electron which comes out will have a larger kinetic energy, which means it will have a greater energy when it is being emitted from the surface. So definitely second possibility is higher. It's always possible. Decrease the work function of the surface. What do you mean by work function? Work function means there's a metallic barrier. See, when you take a metal over here, this is the Fermi level. This is the energy, okay, of the highest possible electron level, and in between this, okay, this is a depth of the well. This is what you call as the work function, right? In some metals, this depth of this well, depth of the well could be some 5 over here. In some metals, what can you see is that, so for the same metal, the depth could be somewhere over here. Okay, so therefore what you need to do, you need to apply a much lesser energy over here, right? So therefore if you apply a energy, let us say E over here, okay, let us say 10 joules you are applying over here, it will come here, it will hit this electron and come out. Let us say 12 electron volt, or maybe 8 electron volt energy of an electron has been emitted over here. 2 electron volt is nothing but your barrier potential. 2 electron volt has been spent in overcoming this barrier, and therefore 8 electron volt is coming over here. You gave an energy of 10 electron volt, but 8 electron volts emitted. Now in this case, what will happen? This will not be 2 electron volt. This will be much lesser than this. Maybe this is equal to something like 0.5 electron volt. Then what can happen? 10 electron volt you are giving. The same photon when it is incident, then the outcoming electron will have 9.5 electron volt, right? So as a result of this, you see, this possibility is also there. Decrease the work function of the surface. That means immediately electrons with higher energies can come out, and thus 2 and 3 are possible. Okay, if you do not understand, just make a comment on the video below so that I can explain the whole photoelectric effect completely with a diagram, with an animation or a simulation, so you can better understand this. C is the right answer.